What up?
Remain off limits, and that drive is a huge mess away from McBean Parkway. It's terrible. Even the
What up?
alternate, the old road, is pretty jam-packed as well. So heads up here. It looks like this ongoing investigation continues, and we're also looking at the drive on the 210 westbound because it's affecting the northbound side of the drive as well. 210 west, backing up all the way out of La Cañada, leaving the 2, the 5 northbound, loading up overall, getting out of East LA, and the drive on the 170 northbound jams out of North Hollywood from Victory Boulevard to the 5. The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium March
What up?
23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce that like George and Weezy, earlier this year, we were named as semi-finalists for the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025. Wait for it. Wait for it. You ready? KBLA Talk 1580 was recently selected as one of 10 finalists being considered for this prestigious award. Hundreds of organizations, institutions, and even cities were nominated in the selection process. But KBLA Talk 1580 has made it to the finals. You're invited to watch live on Wednesday, April 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, as Eco America announces the winner and the runner-up.
What up?
Awarding over $200,000 in prize money. To watch live, just go to ecoamerica.org to register and attend the online ceremony. That's ecoamerica.org. Don't miss the presentation of the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025, Wednesday, April 16th, and wish us luck. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door. Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the
Yeah. What up? What up? Hey, thank you for that super chat. James, thank you, brother. Everybody hit the like button. 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 Like it, share it, subscribe. Let's get it. What up? What up? What up? What up? Share it. We about to cook. Get to your phone lines right now. Call me 1-800-920-1580.
You said that acting allows you to be many things that in your personal life you may not be able to be, but on camera you can be that. Maybe I'm paraphrasing a bit.
Well, I think all of us are everything. And people say, why can you say that? I'm a woman with a child. I'm not a murderer. Okay. Suppose someone just came up and hit you over the head with a hammer. What would you call your response to that if you pick that hammer up? You don't say you're a murderer. You don't say you're anything, but you're everything. And if you're hired to do a job, well, the director doesn't hire you to act like that person. The director hires you to become that person. And that's something that most people don't understand about acting. Acting is not, that word is annoying because it means you're pretending. Acting is not pretending. Acting is becoming. It's surrendering to the spirit of whatever that character you're describing is. So think of a stage fright. That's when you're in the middle. You've given part of yourself up to be the character. But your ego and your fear and paranoia is watching how you give it up and tries to control the shape of that giving up. But real actors, like the ones that I know.
Pause that. We're going to have to take that back to the top. That's legendary actor, friend of mine, Bill Duke. Oh my God. Oh God, he said, if you don't surrender to the part, if you don't become the character, you're pretending. He said, that's not acting, right? I'm listening to you, Bill. Oh my God. Tonight's topic. Are you in a showmance? What is a showmance, Zoe? What are you doing to people out here? A showmance is a romantic relationship between actors who are working together in the same production, whether it is in theater, movie, scripted television, or reality shows. But when it's over, the relationship is... Most of you guys are in a showmance. You're putting on a show until you can't no more. You've been pretending. The alchemy of type masking, not typecasting, type masking in intimate relationships. A deeper look at daters' fatigue, lack of consciousness, and the gradual deterioration of emotional intelligence. I know you don't like it when I wax philosophical about relationships, but did you hear what the legendary builder, he talked about fear, he talked about the lack of surrender, the lack of becoming. Most people only try to become the truth when they are assured that their needs will be met, i.e. a spiritual beggar, a spiritual panhandler. No disrespect to the people who really have to panhandle. But in the spirit world, you never. Oh, I'm going to be serious about this one because all of the boxes are checked. I feel like this person is going to be able to provide everything I need, everything that I refuse to provide for myself. And I'm speaking internally. Are you in a showmance? A lot of y'all relationships are reality shows. Just be honest. Type masking. Ooh, you came from a dysfunctional family. Your known is dysfunctional. You don't even want to be honest about your known, your history. Your known equivocates to your history, where you came from, what you modeled in childhood. You don't even want to be honest about it. You don't even want to see these people as flawed in some way. And even if you acknowledge it, you still don't want to go back in and unpack it and claim your portion. You're in a damn showmance. The alchemy of type masking, i.e. intimate relationship type casting. A deeper look at daters' fatigue. Now let me tell you why that's so deep. Just like a true actor can't keep up the facade of faking it, right? Well, same thing is true in intimate relationship. Bill Duke explained it. Listen, whether it's acting, when he said the director calls you to become the character, or whether it's singing, and Michael Jackson says, I am the music. Don't force it. Let the song write itself, right? Anything that is real must be surrendered to. If you want the real, you have to surrender the false in you in order to access it within you. Doesn't matter what you do. One more time. Can we hear that Bill Duke clip? Just one more time. From the top, yes.
The director hires you to become that person. And that's something that most people don't understand about acting. Acting is not, that word is annoying because it means you're pretending. Acting is not pretending. Acting is becoming. It's surrendering to the spirit.
Loving is not pretending. You have to become love. So you no longer have to ask for it. You're asking for it because you are not it. Bill Duke is saying, you're everything. So if the script calls you to be a killer in this movie, you have to become a killer. Huh? I see people sit back and talk about actors. You know, acting, that's crazy. You know, people, it could drive you crazy. You know, look what happened to Jamie Foxx when he did, you remember that movie, The Soloist? He went so deep into the character that he needed some mental health in order to, you know, regain himself after, right? After the show was over. Many of you have lost yourself in the performance that you are constantly called to put on in your intimate relationships. Can we be honest? This is why you're tired. This is why you're always talking about emotional labor, because you're not the truth. If you're unintegrated, you're not your true self. You're just the mask. You're just the representative. And that weight gets heavy. Huh? I know you don't want to hear it put that way. You're in a showmance. Show me. Prove to me. And then once you show me, then I'll show you. It's this never-ending cycle of proving that we're true. Right? One of my favorite television shows, The Penguin. That guy, I forgot the actor's name, who plays the Penguin on HBO. I forgot his name. It just flew out of my mind just that quick. Amazing actor. But they said the role took a toll on his mental health. And I know somebody in my chat will help me. Colin Farrell, that's his name. They said the role took a toll, so season 2 might be in jeopardy because it was a lot, 2 or 3 hours of makeup, and then he really dove into the character. Many of the people you sleep with are in character 24 hours a day. For as long as they're with you, they're in a damn showmance. As long as you're providing for their wounds, they're going to show up and show out for the supply. Am I wrong? Darwinian dating are apps like Tinder, rewriting human evolution via dark triad selection bias. Here's the empirical insight. Dark triad traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, increases match rates by 37%. Jonason, 2019. Quantum soul ties are toxic partners, holograms of your unhealed shadows. In our guy Thomas Campbell's book, My Big Toe, right? He says this is a holographic reality. The whole you gonna show up whether you suppress it or not. Here's the empirical insight. Quantum entanglement models explain non-local emotional bonds. That's Radin 2006. Huh? I was just thinking about you. And I was about to call you. And I picked up the phone. You were on the other end. Quantum entanglement. 1-800-920. Boy, you're not going to get away from this lesson. Damn how well you act. This relationship is spiritual. It's going to reveal your performance, whether it's Oscar worthy or not. You're in a damn showmance. The narcissist's kundalini. How spiritual bypassers weaponize chakras, that's Hawking's, to mask covert abuse, that's Misra. Here's the empirical hook. 68% of covert narcissists adopt spiritually enlightened personas. That's Dr. Ramani, 2022. Oh, I have the favor of the Lord. You've been acting. Listen, you can't hide from God. You can perform your way past my boundaries, but you cannot perform your way. You cannot act your way past God's vision of you. 1-800-920-15. Nonverbal womb trauma. How dating algorithms, Hinge, Bumble, enact gynecological capitalism, Queen Afua, of marginalized bodies. Here's the empirical hook. Black women report 3 times higher rates of algorithmic rejection. That's Noble, 2018. Are y'all ready for tonight? Are you in a showmance? Are you an actor or an actress performing to get what mama never gave you? When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this fire burning your tail. Yee. Hey, is it lit? Is this a Monday topic? Is this a Monday? Hey, is this Monday or no? Is it Monday or Wednesday? I don't know. Pop, 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 pop. Everybody catches strays. Pop, 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 pop. Is this week, I think this week's series of topics, right, are better than last week's. And last week was crazy. I think this week is better than last week. What are your thoughts? Put your thoughts in the chat. Don't forget to support the channel. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. It's free to do. But if you're inspired, if you're moved, if this topic resonates with you, if there's resonance in it, right? You can go down to the bottom of the chat. There's a little $sign. Support the channel or go directly to my Cash App. $ZoWhatNetter. Oh, hell, that nigga resurrected Unc. What do you mean? What happened? What am I missing? Shit, let me do this. I don't know who that is. Wu Wei was crazy. Let's get this negative energy. Nah, don't even trip. I got Palo Santo. I got Florida water. I got I got like 35. It's specially made. It's like 35 herbs in here. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba.
You can walk down the street and see a wife, but to find a wife, what does that mean? Why am I not in love? I think I'm not in love because I refuse to be actually uncovered, discovered. I refuse to let somebody come into my life and peel the layers back and see all the things.
No. That's Chrisette Michelle, right? Bring it back to the top. Because I want you to listen with your heart and not your ego. Bring it back to the top. Let me hear it from the beginning. Listen from your heart and not from a space of fear or just. Don't judge yourself while you're listening. She's really breaking down some heavy stuff here. Please listen.
I am running on fumes right now. I was so excited about my meal delivery service. You know, you get everything ready for the day, and you're like, I'm just going to be such a professional today. I'm going to do everything exactly when I'm supposed to do it so that I can ace the day. Well, I ordered my meal prep 4 days ago, and
It was supposed to be in the mail this morning. I was supposed to bring my suitcase downstairs, pick up my meal delivery service, run out the door, and eat healthy all day. No such luck. The meal delivery service was not there. I went into the app to see what the heck was going on, and I didn't realize that I didn't give them my address. So that's why I haven't had salad today. I am running on green matcha tea with almond milk. So we will see how this podcast episode sounds and how it comes out. But just love me through this. So I'm gonna run on peace, I'm gonna run on joy, I'm gonna run on introspection, and I think that is going to be the fuel that gets us through this moment, because honey, I got a lot to say. You ever just wanna improve in life? Like you don't have a wife. You can walk down the street and see your wife, but to find a wife, what does that mean? Why am I not in love? I think I'm not in love because I refuse to be actually uncovered, discovered. I refuse to let somebody come into my life and peel layers back and see all the things that I don't know that I'm ready for them to see. I'm kind of private, I'm kind of secretive, I'm kind of ashamed of myself, I'm not improved yet. Don't uncover me. Why are you not in love, Chrisette? I think it's because I'm afraid of truly being uncovered, found. Raise your hand if you're hiding. I am hiding. I don't want nobody to get to know me. I don't want to talk about my life. I don't want nobody to hear about what it's like when I come off stage and I'm nasty and sweaty. People always want to ask questions about what my job is like. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about how I organize my clothes in my closet. I don't want to talk about my finances. I don't want to talk about my bad habits. I don't want to talk about myself. I don't want to talk about how,
I love her. Oh, she's cooking. She's cooking. She's describing classic avoidance. Oh, right there. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boom, bop, bam. she's describing the avoidant attachment style, right? And when she's forced to deal with folk, there's a barrier put up called a mask. There's a performative, a performative barrier. I'm gonna perform a certain way even though I don't feel that way. Because I need to make it through the day. I need to make it through this situation. The showmance must go on. Neurochemical betrayal. Do dopamine surges, Fisher, in trauma bonds, Carnes, rewire us to crave emotional heroin. Here's the empirical insight. Trauma bonding activates opioid receptors akin to heroin withdrawal. Carnes, 2001. You want to know why you go back to your normal? You want to know why you go back to, listen, first off, an unhealed spirit can't create a safe space. Huh? You can only create a familiar space. Even if the familiar space is toxic, you can't create that which is healed and whole from a broken. When I come forward, hey, the voice of reason, I'm not taking my foot off your neck. Let's get it. We all heard it, Pretty Brown Mimi. Ooh, toxic comfort. That's a topic in Zynga. That's a topic. Let's get it. That's a topic. Yep, Roy Ayers just passed. Crazy. And when I tell you, let me tell you something. Attila is getting hella proficient with the topics. She'll come with an idea, and I'll say, what does that mean? She'll say, well, I was watching this video and then I saw this. Did you see the clip I sent you? I'll be like, no, I didn't look at it yet. Or, yes, I look at it. Or I saw it. And then I'll say, but what about this perspective? And then she'll just go, bop, 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 bop. What? Oh, no. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like throwing shit out there just to see how she pivots and adjusts. Yo, she's crazy with it right now. She's ridiculous with it. And again, it's really like an extended coaching without coaching, right? So it's almost like instead of you exposing anything you might be going through, it's like we're going to expose it through the topic, right? And a lot of times it's not even directed towards a specific issue or anything like that. It hits, boy. Think of this at this end. Then I said, today I was like, I need you to write a synopsis, right? I'd be like, write a synopsis. And then I said, okay, and the synopsis has to be 120 words. She said, what? You word counting me, right? I said, yeah, because what I want you to do is condense it to just fire. So every point you want to hit, condense it in a short space of expression. 120 words. Do you see? So she's really like understand, like as a coaching practice, like doing something creative, like cultivating topics, right? That's an amazing like tool. Instead of going, okay, we're just going to do talk therapy. It's going to be discussion back and forth. No. Instead of focusing on you, let's focus on a project. And then what happens is you wind up discovering you in the project. So she came with the topic today, and then I was like, I text her. I looked at the topic and I said, let me see if I can enhance it a little bit. And I just text her one word, showmance. And she was like, ding, 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 ding. What the world? It's just beautiful to watch. See, when you're open to learning, when you're open to expanding, yo. Yeah, in most cases, for sure. What up, my people? John Gilbreth II. True Measy. Ida. Nzinga. What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, my people? Pretty Brown Mimi, what up? Pharaoh L, what up? Let's get on the phones, guys. I want to talk to y'all. Let's go. Salute and blessings, man. Nothing but love to my peoples. Nothing but love. If y'all want to do a roll call, let's do a roll call. And those last two people who have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. Please hit the like. Only 2 people haven't hit it. Everybody hit that like button. All right, if we calling out those last 2 likes, give us those likes so we can match the likes with the amount of people in the room. Roll call. What city y'all in? What city y'all from? Now's the time to support. If you want to go to my Cash App, go to my Cash App right now. $ so what netter. Support. Herschel back in the building. Thank you, fam. No profanity if you call in. No cursing. Thank you, Nzinga. No cursing. Call in.
What is shame? I believe shame is relevant to everything about our mental health, attachment styles, people-pleasing, fight responses, fawn responses, how we cope, how we react. Shame is like the liquid of a soup. It's like the broth in which our childhood trauma issues and symptoms float around like little alphabet pastas. And I know I totally just dated myself there. Here's what I need, and I'll reframe this in terms of common triggers with CPTSD from childhood trauma. And yes, this looks silly, but just stay with me. Shame is the undercurrent. It's the vehicle. It's the fuel to many of these issues. Here's what I mean. We can say dissociate from making a social mistake like at a party or something, and then our early shame pops up and says that we're an idiot for saying something wasn't really that funny in a group or something, an intense shame reaction. We can have an anxious, preoccupied attachment style for not being loved or being seen by an aloof parent, and our early shame says that we're not worthwhile. We can be hypervigilant about being abandoned or being made fun of or teased because we can't tolerate the earlier shame of those things to be happening again in the present. Raise your hand out there if you are highly prickly to feedback. I'm not saying feedback is easy or a good time, but it might be the most intense way you get triggered. Feedback is like marinating in this shame broth. We can be depressed about not having the right career or ability to manage the world or hit milestones that others seem to be able to. And an early family message of being defective is also play in terms of our early shame. We can have intense anxiety about not being good enough with our peers or in general, and haven't yet connected that anxiety to the shame of, say, being neglected by an apathetic or unavailable parent. Or say we even had a golden child sibling and you got forgotten in that golden child kind of attention that they got. So what I'm trying to say with the soup analogy is there's usually an undercurrent of shame in all of our issues, and it's important to be able to really dial into that shame, which is going to be very helpful in your journey.
Is shame your, I know you don't want to hear it put this way, is shame your script writer? See, the 3 insecure attachment styles, there's only 4. One is called secure, but there are 3 insecure attachment styles. He talked about anxious, preoccupied. That's the worthiness wound. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough, right? I'm going to perform. I'm going to tap dance to make sure you're okay with me. I'm going to pour in. If I make a mistake, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to initiate talking. Let's have the conversation. Let's fix it. I'm a chase. That's me. Right? If you're avoidant, he talked about that too. Any shred of criticism is seen as conflict. Come on. Come on. These are scripts. You're playing a role and you don't even know it. You're a secondhand human being because you had a secondhand vibrational energy write your script. And it's unconscious to you. But I'm trying to make it conscious. Find out who you are. This is what we talk about. Knowledge of self. It's never ending, right? It's the beginning of your spiritual adulthood. Are you in a showmance? You don't even know that you guys are a part of God's reality show. And it's scripted. And the only way you can achieve what it is that you desire, you must burn up the script. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. Ancestral sabotage. Is your twin flame just a karmic loop of generational trauma scripts, Lipton, disguised as destiny? Here's the empirical insight. Epigenetic studies reveal trauma markers passed down through 3+ generations. Yehuda, 2016. Huh? The BDSM of secure attachment. Why anxious daters pathologize safety as boring. That's Levine. Here's the empirical hook. Secure partners trigger 40% less amygdala activity in trauma survivors. That's Porges, 2017. Huh? You must burn your performed self. That's Goffman. In the relational fire to access unconditional love. That's Krishnamurti. See, I'm going to call out the fakers. Huh? Oh, I learned to love them. Or I love them, him, her, because they quieted my anxiety. That's not their job, though. We have it reversed in this society. You think a good partner is supposed to quiet you down. No. You haven't been a good partner to yourself intrapersonally. You're supposed to quiet yourself down. That's too much emotional labor placed on the shoulders of your partner. And when they can't produce, they're not a good partner anymore. Or when they have a human moment, I never thought you would revert or change. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Are you in a showmance? Are you? Algorithmic enmeshment. How swipe culture, hide it, manufactures chosen trauma to replace systemic abandonment. 1-800-920. Get to your phone lines right now. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. I know you want to talk about it. I saw him at the event, Andy. People were walking up to me, Zoe Williams, you here? I was, yes, I'm here. Man, I love your show, brother. Sister was like, can we take a picture? I said, oh, they want to take a picture with the voice of reason. Lord, I didn't know y'all was listening. They listening. Huh? Here's the empirical insight. Dating app users experience cortisol levels 28% higher than non-users. Toma, 2020. Listen, if we don't do this together, how can we get on the same political team, really? Yes, I can be on the same team with somebody that wants the same outcome. Sure. But whenever there's an opportunity to betray me, the unhealed person is the likely candidate. Oof. Did you hear what I... Come on. When we come forward, the voice of reason going to the phone lines. We're on fire tonight. Let's get it. Y'all calling? Can I get my peoples in here then? So glad I don't use dating apps. But what I'm showing is by mentioning social media, mentioning childhood trauma, CPTSD, mentioning attachment theory, what I'm showing is this is where you get your script. Many of us, the script is unconscious. We don't even know that it's functioning. It's in the background. We don't even know that we're an actor and our attachment style is the director. This first hour flew. Y'all gonna get on the phone and talk to me? I done took 47 minutes to set it up. Y'all gonna call me? Get on your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, and if you can, please support the channel, the little $ down at the bottom. That's my super chat. That's how you support the channel directly, the YouTube channel. Or if you want to send it to me directly, you can go to my Cash App, which is $ZoWhatNetter. We got a lot of trolls in here, huh? That's funny. We got the #1 caller. This is the #1 caller show on this channel. Nobody wants to call you, bro. Yet you're in a stranger's chat talking. I know you're looking for validation. I'm going to give you some. Heal what happened between you and your mama, or your absentee father, or whoever touched you or abused you. Maybe it was an uncle, an auntie. Just heal. Just heal, fam. That's why you're here. You said something crazy because you wanted attention. Now I'm giving it to you. I will coach you back to health if you surrender.
Imposter syndrome refers to an internal experience of believing that you are not as competent as others perceive you to be. In other words, because you have shame that's all part of wearing masks, whatever the mask is you wear, you feel less than that mask. Somebody else has said this: imposter syndrome is the experience of feeling like a phony. You feel as though at any moment you are going to be found out as a fraud, like you don't belong where you are and you only got there through dumb luck. A graph of, or picture of how to kind of put it in a picture form. So in the yellow circle is what you know about yourself. And because you're wearing masks and being something that you're not, you end up not really knowing who you are. And so your circle of what you know about yourself is quite small, but you assume that everybody else sees through your mask. They see and know a lot more about you. They know the truth. Whereas in reality, they don't know any more probably than you know about yourself. But for a person with shame who feels like an imposter, the circles on the left are kind of what goes on in their mind. And so here are the characteristics of imposter syndrome. So a lot of self-doubt, because you're just acting a part. You fear that you won't live up to expectations. An inability to realistically assess your competence and skills, because you don't really know what you desire, what your passion is, because you're not allowed to go there. You just have to perform. Attributing your success to external factors. You don't even know if what you're doing is genuine and therefore worthy of success. Berating.
He is absolutely cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason live from KBLA Talk 1580. Come on, man. This content is golden. It's rare. I want to have the conversations. We are terrified. I know people out there right now would rather watch The Exorcist than engage in this conversation. Watch The Exorcist in a haunted house. No. I'm gonna watch this movie. I'm not gonna talk to Zoe. I'm not gonna let this man reveal me to me. I've been ducking me for years. Are you in a showmance? The neurochemical theater of trauma performances and the death of authentic desire. Are you in a showmance? I can show you better than I can tell you. Huh? Show me. Let me get let me get my brother JW from South Central Los Angeles. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, good brother?
Hey, my brother, I have multiple thoughts. I'm glad I called in early so I can elaborate and communicate and converse with you on different levels, man. So
Come on, J-Dub. Let's go. Let's do it.
Here we go. Let me take off. Now, pay attention. I want you to connect the dots. I can recall back in the 50s and 60s how black people had to carry themselves in a certain manner and speak in a certain way to impress the white person that they are trying to be employed with. They carry themselves in a professional manner or
code switching. Yep.
That part right there, right? And they're not being themselves. Okay? Because as a form of, just acting out or performing, right? And now these abstract to performing or professional acting, now I go back to my general point. Now, most actors that have the ability to bring their character to life, or the script, make the script come alive, which brings the character to life. They can be the co-star, and then they can steal the scene.
Keep going. I'm listening. Yes, keep going.
I heard many actors say how they had to spend X amount of time, months or more, to really perform that particular character, to really act like that character, things like that character, move, and the whole 9 yards, where they become that character. Okay? And so now your psyche, you're in a fiction. You follow my point?
I'm right with you, brother.
And you're not in reality. And
Delusional.
Delusional. Well, this is TV and acting in a show, right? In television. My point is that you're not in your right mind. You're in a fantasy state of being. Okay, so this is a psychological type of thing, right?
Yes, I'm with you.
You're not being genuine, right? You're not in touch with your spirit because you are your own conscious trying to emulate or pretend to be someone else. Now, I'm going to make this other quick point. I went to how the military went to Hollywood and they wanted to use psychological warfare.
Come on.
Okay, and ponder on that thought. Now, let me go back to human beings and try to be employed inside a white society or this Western mindset, just to survive and thrive. We are a character, and society has really, or these the powers that be that influence society, they have flipped the script so cold where they changed what real value and worth is, which was initially family. For black people way back from slavery all the way up through the 50s, 60s, and 70s, right? And in the 70s, that's when that mind shift or paradigm change took place. You follow my point? Because they recognized it was black power, said out, I'm black and proud, from the 68 or 60, well, early 60s, I say 68 all the way through the 70s. We were starting to rediscover our own way of thinking, our own way of moving and being and existence and culture and mindset. And then they flipped the script because we had too much soul power and our music, spiritual power, which was the soul power. That's why they call it soul power.
I hear you.
It was spiritually, induced. And they said, okay, we got a plan for y'all. We got the long-term plan, which is willingness on steroids. And they enacted the plan, and now this is why people are out of their minds and emulating, because it used to be imitating, right? Now this new term, it's just called emulating, right? So now we're at the point now where we don't know who we are. We're not emotionally and mentally, or skip the word emotionally, mentally mature. So, like I mentioned on early shows last year, we don't mentally mature or psychologically mature. We don't go from elementary to junior high to a university or college.
Wait. J-Dub, pump your brakes just for 1 second. We got to come forward. But I need you to finish cooking, because I'm loving what you're laying down, good brother. You done brought South Central Los Angeles into the Trauma Bond Theater. Yes, Trauma Bonded Theater tonight. We're talking about dating as method acting. Most of y'all in a showmance. We gonna go deeper when we come forward. Let's get it. So the reason why I've been turning down the volume during the breaks, it's all Prince. Now, YouTube is funny. It hear a little bit. It'd be like, see what I'm saying? This live would have been ended. And I'm playing all the fly ass B-sides. Hey, Andy, can I get that automatic? It's on the playlist. We turned up right now. DMSR? You got DMSR on the playlist? DMSR. We need that. We ka. Yo, talk to me. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Ah, I don't know where she at. I saw her today, man. Hey, that's what inspired me for the playlist today. We were watching Under the Cherry Moon. I had never seen it. She had never seen it. And boy, she's stupid. This is another great one, huh? Let me know. Let me know. The baby Sag is wild.
Your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs?
That first hour flew up out of here.
Infidelity.
Quick.
Dating a bad person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to play child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How is that right?
Mama's maybe, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is this something wrong with that?
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad vibes routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my lips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you make women so well?
So Williams. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Our lives, the life that we lead daily, not the ideological life, not the life of what one should be, but the life of what is actually every day. In that everyday life, we lead a disorderly life, a life.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait, we got to take it back to that. And let me say why. Let me just see. Murty. What? I understand how uncomfortable these conversations can be. Right? So Murty, everybody is pretending. And it would make sense. Quantum mechanics says this isn't a solid table, right? Quantum mechanics is basically saying, hey, what the Buddhist said about this world, what the Hindu said about this world being Maya, being a great illusion. You live in illusion, but you swear you real. Do you see? When there's an opportunity to deal with the real you, you perform, you pantomime. In effect, you soft shoe. It's like the vaudeville version of relationships. You're not serious about love because of the investment required in order to cultivate it within yourself. It is frightening. It is scary. Do you understand? And so Zoe comes along And I'm not talking exactly like the clinician. I'm not talking exactly like the spiritualist. But I'm coming in here saying, I am you. As toxic as you are, so am I. And what I've been through has led me to a unique perspective about relating. You'll give me a sociological answer. Well, you're not married. Man, I thought you was married with all that information. You think just being married downloads this kind of it? Man, listen, you got to be chosen to get this information. And I was chosen just like you were. I'm not saying I'm the only one that's chosen, but you're chosen. Listen, the people who followed Christ were chosen to hear that word. I know you're not ready. They're chosen too. That's why he said, for all those who believe on me, I give you the power to do even greater things than I. Do you see? We always trying to put things in a hierarchical kind of category. It doesn't have to be that way. Do you understand? If you're unhealed, you're probably trying to deflect, defend, deny, redirect, hide, cover, maneuver, pivot. It's hard to be real when you hurt. So now you're acting. You're in a showmance. When I play Krishnamurti, I know it's like a running gag. But when I play him, I want you to tap in with your heart, not your ego, not your religious affiliation. Just listen to the words and observe without judgment. Let's get it.
Our lives, the life that we lead daily, not the ideological life, not the life of what one should be, but the life of what is actually every day. In that everyday life, we lead a disorderly life, a life that's contradictory, that is self-centered, that has innumerable values, imaginative, contrived, remembered. Please, as we said yesterday, and if I may repeat again, use, if I may suggest, the words of the speaker to observe yourself, to look at your own daily life, actually what it is. Not theoretically, not in abstraction, but actually as it is taking place in one's life. If you observe and are aware of your life at all, one sees that there is a great deal of conflict, struggle, contradiction, comparative competitiveness, both psychologically and outwardly. And these are the contributing factors of disorder. That is, human beings are conditioned according to the culture they live, according to the country, the environment, the economic situation, and so on. This conditioning may vary from China, India, Europe, and America. In this
Yes, the people in the chat room have spoken. We're going to change his name from Krishnamurti to Krishnahurti because the truth hurts. He called us out on our contradictory nature, our competitive and combative nature, comparative nature, right? We're a living contradiction, right? We immortalize the toxicity of those who raised us because they raised us with no knowledge of what they were dealing with internally. And so the showmance begins. Man, let me get my brother JW from South Central Los Angeles back in here to get his final thoughts. Please, brother, give me your final thought.
Yes, sir. I'm a tired man. Please give me just a few minutes to finalize this point.
All right, now we got to. I gave you.
Mercy and all the other philosophers. I don't care if they're from Greece or Athens or wherever they originally from, German philosophers. Whoever Dr. Cornell, references, and all the above. These people, the powers that be, that control this society, has studied their information, and they have used it against us in their culture, and they have people that's indoctrinated in their culture because they flipped the script. As I was saying, they had the ability to change what's really true value and true work, which is family, and once upon a time, referring to the past for the black race back in slavery all the way to the 50s, and didn't start change, we had true family and ring or grooming, or how would they say, you learn in the house first, the first teacher, or the family's the first teacher for people that really knew who they were. Mm-hmm. And you can use that information in terms of people in the islands. They were more aware of their own original culture, etc. Right? Mm-hmm. So they were more close to the true reality or who they were compared to slaves in America. But let's get past that. Let's go back to our point.
Wait, hold on. You're gonna have to wrap it up though. You already 2 minutes in. I need you to.
I'll wrap it up.
There we go.
Relationships, the reason why people are the way they are because they don't want to be exposed. They're not mentally mature, and they fantasize or have fictitious thoughts of how things in society is and what is a value that is a false value. All glitter is not gold, and they gravitate towards that because we have been conditioned and controlled and indoctrinated into this Western European society, and this is why we have this mindset, and we can be genuine with our spirit, what God gave us, to know the true love, because we're not connected, or we don't have that general foundation like we did in the past, because of time and passed by and new technology, etc. Mm-hmm. And now we own a confused destiny, this like self-destruct.
Okay, all right.
I wish I had more time because I could break it down in more detail.
Man, you've been on for 9 minutes. Did you know that? You didn't even know that. It don't even feel like 9 minutes when you're rolling up.
I have a volume knowledge
But we love you, man. We love you.
And pray for my mother. Hey, pray for my mother. She had double stroke.
Oh, wow.
Let's pray for my mom, man. Real talk.
All right.
Every day.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. We're going to pray for your mom for sure. Please send out some prayers, everybody, for my brother JW from South Central Los Angeles. His mother had a stroke. Man, let's all send love that brother's way. You know, he's been one of the great callers on this show from the very beginning. So I ain't got nothing but love and respect for JW. Sending love to your mother, brother. Tonight's topic, showmance. Are you in a showmance? If you don't know what a showmance is, it's quite simple. A showmance is a romantic relationship between actors who are working together in the same production, whether it is in theater, movie, scripted television, or reality shows. And what I'm positing tonight is that most of your intimate relationships are a reality show, and you guys are actors coming from a space of, unhealed wounds. The scripts are being written by those wounds. It's really heavy. And I hear what my brother JW was trying to point out. He was basically saying, we're a traumatized people. If you look up the work of Dr. Joy DeGruy, post-traumatic slave disorder, he was really laying that down flat. If you look up Amos Wilson, right? If you look up Francis Cress Welsing, right? If you start digging in, right, you're going to find out, right, that, we are an abused and used people. And then when your parents are born in that aquarium of toxicity, their ways of parenting has been tainted by that toxicity, right? And I would say psychosomatic scripts are being written and passed down. This is what they're calling generational curses. I call it generational curriculum, right? Because all of us have the seed of the divine within us, and we can overcome any soft social programming, i.e. conditioning, right? The spirit is hardwired. This is why they call conditioning software. It's a program that can either be updated, upgraded, deleted, or replaced altogether. And you have the power to do that from within. The human psyche orchestrates showmance, a performative theater of modern intimacy where scripted roles mask festering wounds. Here, we cast ourselves not as lovers, but as method actors in a survival play. Woo! Our trauma-bonded personas, rehearsed to precision. They lack consciousness. They metastasize in the shadow realm. We alchemize unhealed wounds into Oscar-worthy performances, weaponizing emotional intelligence to manipulate relational scripts rather than excavate the truth. Neurobiologically speaking, the showmance thrives on the amygdala. The amygdala, fear-based driven choreography. Each date, a dress rehearsal where cortisol fuels hypervigilant lines and dopamine rewards successful impersonations of wholeness. The unspoken part. My darkness honors your thorough pantomime. We sabotage. When I come forward, I'm going to go back to the phone lines. I want to get you out of the showmance. Are you ready to break free? When we come forward, more from our callers.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KPLA Talk. Forgot about that.
Say what? 8:30. Yeah. Is it making sense? Do you understand the framing? For all the people in the background that don't talk, that don't say nothing, is it making sense? I'm trying to. I got you. I'm coming. Thank you to the family, man. We get like the same 10 or 12 people responding, and I thank you guys. I'm not doubting myself, nephew. No, I'm not doubting myself at all. I'm really like a teacher. I'm trying to make sure that you guys are connected.
Can't run away from your shadow, your dark side. You can make it work for you. You can make it positive and productive and healthy. You can become a healthy narcissist. You can use your dark side for positive purposes. We all have this idea, like in the Lost of Human Nature, I write about irrationality, envy, aggression, or narcissism. Narcissism is a good one. Oh, they're a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist. I'm not self-absorbed, but they are. Yeah. I don't have any of those traits. Well, damn it. Every single human being has self-absorption traits. We can't help it. We naturally think of ourselves first. Yes, there are people who are much deeper narcissists in life, no doubt, and there are toxic narcissists, but we all have a touch of it. I want you to be a little more humble in this world and not be so arrogant and not think that you are somehow exempt from having a dark side, that somehow you were born with a halo over your head, that you were born different, you don't have human nature, that you're a saintly person, you're much better. Get rid of your moral superiority, because I find that deeply offensive. We're all cut from the same cloth. We all have the same flaws. And when you look at yourself, and when I wrote The Laws of Human Nature, I'm going, damn it, Robert, you have a dark side. You're a narcissist. You know, I had to come to terms with my irrationality, my grandiosity, my aggressive instincts. But it's the only way to...
Man, Robert Greene. Hey, the clips tonight. Bill Duke, Krishnamurti, and now Robert Greene. Like, yo, the insights. No one's perfect. This is why I started this show basically saying we're all whips, starting with me. What makes a teacher amazing and fantastic is when they are the embodiment of what they've learned from themselves. Listen, the embodiment of what they've learned from themselves, not what they've learned from a book. I failed at relationships over and over and over again. A lot has been learned. And so a lot must be shared. You lead with your flaws. You lead with your imperfection. We live in a product, commercial, capitalistic society. In order for a product to be seen as good, the marketing, the PR, the packaging, everything has to be perfect. And because we live in that kind of society, we think perfect people make for perfect relationships. And it's simply, there are no perfect people. There are no perfect relationships. And because there's deep shame around that, we're all prone to acting and performing. We've got callers on the line. Let's get Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
This is good. I'll let you make it on the post tonight. I have plenty of things too salacious in there. I felt like this is a more serious topic. But tomorrow it's on the pocket. I don't know what's going on.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
It's like, look at you get triggered. Okay, Sensei, go Darius. Okay, you're being there just as calm, sitting here meditating, and then bam. But that's neither here nor there, but for real. So there's two things I want to touch on, a couple of things. Krishnamurti talked about, what was it, I believe the contradictory nature. And so, like, the way he kind of defines it, he said it's a constant denial of one desire for another desire.
Ooh, wait, stop. I have to take you forward, because I feel like you about to throw a hand grenade. Listen, Attila is always cooking with the rarest grease. When we come forward, we are going to re-engage with my niece from Houston, Texas. Let's get it. She going in. Woo! And then my brother, John from Mountain View. All right, look, this is my longest break, 6 minutes. If you guys can do me a solid, if you're enjoying the show, go to my Cash App, $ so what netter. I'm gonna go check right now to see if anybody has dropped a little something so I can shout them out. Hold on. And guess what? John Gilbreth. He is our one and only Cash App, and he's about to get on the line after Attila finished cooking. Thank you, John. Everybody, please shout out John. Thank you. Appreciate you all for sharing. People in the background, lurkers, lovers and lurkers in the background. Appreciate y'all for being here. Maybe you guys are at work. Maybe it's late. I get it. Can't get on the phone. I understand. But I appreciate you guys for being here anyway. Thank you so much for the likes. We got 65 likes. Thank you guys for tapping into this live. If it has meant anything to you, yo, just the like button, share, subscribe, anything like that. That would be great. Krishnamurti say put 100% energy into awareness only. He does. Oh, Andy. He does. He says that. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Everybody hit that like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. All my peoples, where we at? Doing dinner. Gave my mom a chance to tell me she took the eggs. She turned around and told me she can give me One cracked egg she didn't use. My caregiver told me they have a full crisper drawer. I'd hit the like twice if I could. Shit. Oh, nah, man. It's all love. I ain't tripping. Nzinga, have you been listening to the playlist? Because normally you guys could hear it leaking through my headphones. But I couldn't chance it playing the artist formerly known. I couldn't chance it because YouTube would snatch it with the quickness. Nah, I've been turning it down because, like, when you play Mike, you play Prince, it's immediate. Them two artists, immediately they snatch you. What up, Marie? Copyright, absolutely. They snatch you. Marie, I hope you're enjoying the show. I hope there's been something of value placed before you. I hope so. Oh, it's all love. This week flew by too. Tomorrow is my Friday. Should we do a light show tomorrow? Something funny? Or should we stay on their neck? You know, like some old weird astrology. Because when I do astrology, people be like calling in. For sure. Please keep it up. See, that's why I'm going to do another hard topic. I have a slapper in the arsenal you got to look at. Okay. Stay on the next VOR light. It don't matter. We here. Let's go. That's what she said. Okay. We wildin'. We wildin'. Bring on Herty. Krishna Herty is crazy. That's diabolical. Hey, the playlist has been crazy. All B-sides.
Problem that's happening with dating is that like dating is not turning into hassle-free. In fact, it's becoming the opposite. So I'm selecting for my mate, and in order to get this, y'all need to pass my tests. So dating apps are increasingly becoming about filtering and like interviewing. It's not dating anymore. It's not like, let's see where this goes. It's like, do you match my criteria? Which, by the way, is created by the dating apps because they create criteria. They ask you, what's your criteria? If you look at the history of humanity and the whole animal kingdom and mammals and all kinds of things, no one has criteria. It's like, hey, like, I'm gonna do this dance for you. You into it or you not into it, right? All that stuff is gone from modern dating, which is why it's so hard. Because all these criteria and finding the perfect mate and planning for your life together from day one, like, I don't know how to say this, but an early relationship cannot withstand the pressures of a long-term relationship at the first date. You can't do that. That's why it crumbles.
The voice of reason is on complete fire tonight. We got amazing callers, and this topic has just been a barn burner, as I like to say. Let me get my niece back in here. Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, you was just about to break down some heat. I want you to get back into it. Go ahead.
So I was getting into Murdy, right? He talks about contradictions. And this is out of the first and last freedom. If y'all want to look it up, I will put the link in there, but, obviously I'm on the phone. But definitely go find that at Amazon. But nonetheless, he talks about contradiction, and he says it's a constant denial, right, of one desire by another. And so essentially he leads in to say that all desire is impermanent. He says the constant becoming and arriving at one state after another brings about contradiction. So that would make sense why we would have such trouble in our dating and relationship lives, because we are constantly trying to, quote unquote, get the bag. So then that got me thinking, and when you told me to write the synopsis, I was like, oh Lord, he can put me on a word limit, child. What am I going to do? I don't know if I can do this. But it got me thinking, you know the term namaste, right? What does it mean?
The divine in me bows to the divine in you.
So flip it. The darkness in me must honor the darkness in you.
Ooh, come on.
So how do we do that? We do that through acting, right? We're pretending like everything's good, all is well. I'm good, all is well. Da-da-da-da. I'm one of these people as well. Mm-hmm. And that's going to lead you to where? Burnout. That's what Chrisette Michelle was referring to.
Toxic positivity. Yes.
Right. And even worse is crash out. Right? So I think we have like an innate God-given EQ, emotional intelligence. And a lot of times we are basically like making a mockery of that through rehearsals. What are our rehearsals? Those are the dates. Your date is the rehearsal. You're auditioning.
The date is dress rehearsal. Come on, keep cooking.
Yeah, look, you're looking to be chose. That's why we ask questions like, what do you bring to the table? Myself. Myself. But then, what's the correct response to that? The correct response to that is, well, who are you? Well, if you're going to ask me who am I, then you'd have to know who are you, because we're reflections of each other, right? So, essentially, there is no way around this inner work thing, and I think the reason why we get tired, again, is because, of course, you're keeping us an act. Like, why wouldn't you be tired? Just like you do at work. If you had to, imagine if you had to be at work for 24 hours, just for whatever reason. At some point, you got to be at work for 24. What do you think would happen to your mind? How do you see your mind being at the end of that 24-hour period?
Fried.
Right.
Right. Fried, yes.
The mind and the soul is not designed to really do that. It's not designed to be on constant alert. One of the things that I mentioned was CPTSD causing like hypervigilance.
Hypervigilance,
right?
yes.
Right. So being in that fight or flight state and then taking that to a date, I mean, it's not going to be really fun. So obviously, you're not going to find something that is supposed to be explorative and fun and liberating.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to really find that engaging. You're going to find that as a form of retreat, if anything.
Ooh.
And so I think it's unfortunate because a lot of our ladies are looking for a respite when the respite is within you. And I think even for men in certain ways, you know, they talk about be my peace and da 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 da. Like, well, sir, I mean, like, no, like, you gotta be
your own
peace
peace,
within you.
right?
Yeah, the peace is within you. So I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I
No,
wanted to get to.
no, you're not done.
I love
Wait,
this.
hold on. Again, what would be, if psychologically speaking, right? If we were to take the psychological piece and juxtapose it with the philosophical or spiritual component, what would be the polar opposite of the psychological term hypervigilance?
Wu-wei.
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 So you can't,
like you told
yes.
me this a long time ago, allow it.
Come on.
What you talking about? What you mean? Allow it. I don't understand. Allow what? And of course the ego is going to be like, girl, you can't allow what? Oh no, we can't allow people to just da-da-da-da-da-da. When you start getting defensive like that, first of all, you haven't addressed your own boundaries, number one. But number two, that ego is not going to save you. I think we look at our ego as if it's like a saving grace because we don't want to work on ourselves and have boundaries. It's not your saving grace. I'm sorry.
And so when we have these conversations, you know what happens? People be like, but listen, yeah, that's all good and all, but people be playing and people want to play in your face and you got to something. This is what yeah, that sound good and all, but this is the real truth. When you grow up spiritually, you grow away organically from people that haven't done the work.
Yeah.
We love you, girl. Guess what you just did? Oh, you... Andy. Now, Andy ain't never done that before. He done dropped my niece right in the middle of... I brought Houston, Texas in the film. Andy apologizes. When we come forward, we going to the Big Island. Let's get it. It was an accident, niece. He was in there like... and Dizzle, it was an accident. Passer on deck. It's all good. All right, Andy. What we on next? What was up? We can't play that. We got Lady Cab Driver. We don't got that? Okay. We got International Lover. Hey! Ballad of Dorothy Parker. We could straight cook. Is you crazy? Yep. Who's the Hype Williams of your dating life is crazy. Nah, man. Attila be cooking, y'all. Wait. Scandalous? I got records on that playlist. $71 likes. Thank you. $71 likes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I was coughing in front of my daughter today. She said, Lord, the spirit of the pathogen won't let you go. I said, what? The spirit of the pathogen? Hey, my daughter is a straight comedian.
Okay, so if you have the basic principles, you won't fall into the soup. And so we're giving the basics of integrity of teachers and teachees. And as yourself evolve in consciousness, there are certain traps. Each level has its trap. And with forewarning, you won't fall into it. A group like this, one of the biggest traps coming up is unconditional love. And love, as you reach the energy of love, you become quite attractive to other people. And they will interpret it as personal love. People will fall in love with you all over the place. There was a period of time when I got propositioned a couple times a day. And I didn't have a teacher to warn me, but I knew that the integrity of it was being tested. So I intuited it, but many fall to that one there. And then the glamour, and we weren't allowed to use the title guru in the book. Every time we'd ask it, said no. The word has come to mean something different than what it originally meant, because it was being exploited. Wealth, fame, having lots of followers, having millions of followers across the globe, etc., world fame. So all those things are temptations to the spiritual ego, to consider yourself important. And you see how the spiritual ego throws you right back into a personal self right away. So the minute you think it's you, you just lost it. It was, but it wasn't not anymore. So spiritual pride, vanity, the adulation of many followers, being world famous, all those things, and seduction and glamour of wealth and fame and possessions. Yeah. And the glamorization of the spiritual.
Man, another spiritual giant you may or may not have heard of, Dr. David R. Hawkins, author of Power versus Force, The Hidden Determinants of Human Behavior, The great Quincy Jones introduced me to that book, that work. You know, Power versus Force. Heavy book. Check it out. You know, yeah, he's a psychiatrist who turned spiritualist. Heavy guy, heavy works, man. Power versus Force. When you're an actor, you're in your power. When you're yourself, you're one with the Force. Heavy stuff. John Gilbreth II from Mountain View, Hawaii is on the line right now. What are your thoughts, my good brother, Pastor John? What do you have for us tonight, my friend?
Greetings and blessings, chat. Greetings and blessings to all within the sound of my voice. But if purposeless relationships is your goal, welcome to the Terror Dome.
Keep going.
First off, let's give Attila her doggone flowers, because what she stated, I ain't gonna lie to you, I took off running. I almost broke out in a spiritual fit. I'm like, but I desperately needed it.
Right.
But let me get back to the subject. Intuition versus foresight. The human side of Jesus Christ.
Come on.
If Jesus himself, loved by his Father, who was supposed to give up his life, did you not hear him pause?
Yes. Yes. My God, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me, not as I will, but as you. Come on.
So let's relate this to the programming that we are currently under right now. We have people socially getting out in the streets, televised, butt naked.
Come on.
Watch the Oscars lately?
Oh, yeah, come on.
For those of us who were latchkey kids, this was our guidance, and that's the reason why we do the things we do nowadays.
My. Yes. Preach up.
But if you were doing but let me lead with the fall. Because again, it's the only things that we do automatically to show us the purpose that we need to change. But that has nothing to do with acting. Because I could be found at fault, and I could curse, I could scream, I could be mad as all get out. But then on the same notion of Jesus,
yes.
You know what?
Keep going, John.
The realities of life are these. If you had to think it up, you're acting.
Wow.
If you had to do it automatically, that's you.
Ooh.
Intuition
Yeesh.
versus foresight.
Come on.
Whereas then if you were spiritually in either one of those categories, whether it's intuition, the woman's side of the dog on the spiritual game that's supposed to bring the man in.
My. I hear you.
A man who can automatically feel the presence of this spirit and act upon things to protect, provide, and give all the things the woman actually does not have to ask.
Wow. Heavy stuff, brother. Guess.
So if you're ready for a purposeful relationship, lean into what is automatically impulse in you.
Man, I love you, brother. The insight is chefing, as the chef hand. Yes, the perfect amount of seasoning. Brother, guess what you just did?
Mountain View's in the building. Love you all. Love you as well, big bro.
Much respect. Listen, this is a discussion. This is an ongoing dialogue. We want better relationships, but we have night terrors. And those night terrors are of naked connection. We got all our clothes on in our connection. We fear naked connection. My darkness honors your thorough pantomime, because that's where the source of my, right, darkness, that's the source of its supply. We sabotage via Skinnerian operant conditioning, reinforcing roles that shield us from the terror of naked connection. Krishnamurti's choiceless awareness disintegrates here. Partners become co-conspirators in Goffman's dramaturgy, right? The curated selves, right? Toma's profile personas, concluding to sustain what Rumi called the knife that stabs without a blade. Burnout becomes inevitable when souls place Shakespearean tragedies nightly, mistaking trauma responses for a love script. The grand irony? Showmance requires emotional intelligence perversion. We audition for love like Broadway hopefuls, polishing personas, memorizing vulnerabilities, begging casting directors, partners to make mistake our trauma roles. To mistake our trauma roles for our authentic art. Yet, fMRI data reveals the insidious trade. Prefrontal cortex activity plummets during these performances, silencing the anterior cingulate cortex truth, which is telling whispers. That's Lieberman, 2007. Listen, I love these conversations. I start them. It's up to you to finish them. But one thing I'm going to do is continue to make you uncomfortable. You want love? You gotta let go of that fear. Gotta lean into the flame. Listen, I'm the voice of reason. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. You already know what it is. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Tomorrow's my Friday, and we're gonna kick it off with a Monday type topic. All right, let's do it. Yo, shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. Appreciate y'all. I gotta bounce. Holla.